Voted by you, the Patreon members, today we're tackling Bayer Leverkusen. Now, they actually drew one a few weeks ago, if you remember rightly, and then we said we'll come back to it. They were in the poll again, and they won. So people really want us to do Bayer Leverkusen. And I think for a good reason. They're a team right now that I actually think are in the midst of a rebuild themselves. They have the infrastructure, they have a fantastic stadium. I think they do have some kind of money troubles because... there are some debts at the start, but it's not nothing to worry about. Well, the money in the Bundesliga is a lot.
They're still one of the ones that's sort of quite rich in the Bundesliga. I mean, with the COVID-19, there was a couple of teams that got together and they actually gave money equivalent to 20 million euros. And it was Bayern Munich, Dortmund, RB Leipzig, and Bayern Leverkusen all put money together and raised 20 million for the teams that are struggling because of COVID. So they're not too bad off with money, I don't think.
It's the best thing about German football, really, isn't it? I mean,
they help each
obviously Bayern Munich saved Dortmund that time. But it's a club that, although they've been around the top for quite a long time, they're like the bridesmaid, aren't they? They are very much like the bridesmaid.
They've come runners up 5 times, which is the most one team's done it in the German league.
They've never won a Bundesliga.
No. I mean, they've been in there since, I think it was 1979 in the Bundesliga. So but they've never been relegated out of it once they got into it, so it was good.
No, they've got one cup win in 1993. And they do have a UEFA Cup win in 1988.
Beat Espanyol.
Espanyol, right, okay.
Yeah, they beat them on penalties.
But what I did find quite weird, that they were in the Cup Winners' Cup, but they didn't actually win a cup to get in the Cup Winners' Cup.
They've actually been in the European Champions League final.
They have indeed. I remember this one very well.
They lost to Real Madrid 2-1.
And do you remember the goal that was scored? The Zidane volley. That's why I think I always remember Bayer Leverkusen were in the final.
That's right,
they had players like Michael Ballack back then as well, who was really young.
They were the best when it was there,
and that was when they hit a peak, and it was almost like this team could either go two ways. They could overcome Bayern Munich, who were right about a bit of a rise at that point as well, or all their players could get bought and they'll go down. Well, not down, but like... they'll get worse, and that's kind of what happened. I think Michael Ballack left, and he eventually ended up at Chelsea, of course, and did quite well there.
When they played in that Champions League final, they were the first team to reach a final without winning their own domestic league.
That's mental. What a mental stat that is. Right, so, I mean, the team that we have inherited at the start is a decent one. We've got some very good players, including Patrick Schick, who, of course, scored for Czech Republic quite a few times in the Euros recently. A very good striker indeed, and it's the equivalent on the game as well. So he's kind of the guy to build around the front with, but there are some other really good players as well, and some young players that I think are fantastic, and some aging players that will complement the first team squad, which is why I think they are in the midst of a rebuild. They're being clever about it as well. They're not going for these like really popular names. They're doing what like a Leipzig are doing and finding these little gems, and then if they are selling them, they're making huge profits on them rather than losses. So this is the team that we have inherited, and we have made just one signing in Jesus Vallejo. And that is the reason why I've done that is because of the injuries that we have at the start of the season. You can see here, 2 of them are defenders. One of them is one of our best defenders, who is out for another 3 to 7 weeks with torn ankle ligaments. But of course, this is 2nd of September now. He's been out the whole pre-season and obviously at the start of the season. We've had a couple more injuries as well. Lucas Alario being another one who's only just coming back from being out. So bringing in Jesus Vallejo on a loan to buy deal, I think it's a really smart move. He's a decent centre-back from Real Madrid. His only weakness, I would say, is his jumping reach alongside his heading, so he's not exactly the best in the air, but defensively he's quite sound, and in his contract, if we want to buy him, it's £2.5 million, so it's a steal, really, isn't it?
Player, really, isn't it?
Yeah. At the start of the game, though, you don't actually get any money to buy any players. That's the reason why we went with the loan to buy, but I don't think we necessarily needed it, and I quite like the idea of testing this team out in the first season. The tactic we are using...
It's not going to be easy, is it?
No.
We're looking at, there's 2 teams you definitely got to beat in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dortmund, really. Anywhere close to them in the first season would be a good season, I think.
Absolutely. The tactic we're going to use is a wide diamond. Very similar to things that we've used before. I think Rangers, we used a narrow diamond, which was pretty much, this was what it was based on. The only difference is we've got the 2 wide midfielders because we do have the players there to do it, and then the inverted wing backs will always help the defensive midfielder, which there is a couple of players that are really good there, including Charles Aranguiz, but he is 32, and we got a couple of players who are good and back up. So the first season, I'm going to simulate the whole year, but with Schick playing on that left-hand side. He is predominantly a left-footed player, and I think I've got my hopes on him scoring the most goals.
Yeah.
He does have a couple of good players, Alario and Asmoon, who can play up front alongside him, so that should be good. And in the schedule-wise, we mentioned the two teams that we've got to beat. We haven't played any of them yet. Our first game, which is always the first game in German football, is the DFB Pokal first round. We won 3-1. We then beat Union Berlin 4-0. Now that's a good result because Union Berlin are actually quite good on this game.
Yeah.
And they're good in real life too. So they're actually quite a good team. A 0-0 draw of Borussia Mönchengladbach.
That's all right.
Yeah, again, it's another team which is very similar to Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
They just got a lot more of a history than Leverkusen. And a 2-0 victory away from home against Augsburg, who can be a tricky team.
Next home game is the
that's the big one.
This is where we see how we get on, isn't it? Really?
That is the big one because right now Borussia Dortmund are top of the league.
Yeah.
They have drew one game though, as well as Bayern Munich. So
is the main man still there?
Yes,
Looks
Erling
like
Haaland and Robert Lewandowski are both there with both free goals
this is the problem,
so far.
You got to beat these teams, and they got strikers like that, haven't they? Yeah.
Yes, two world-class strikers, probably the two best strikers on the game as well, and they're playing in the same league. We have been given our Europa League group because we have qualified for the Europa League. We've got Braga, AZ Alkmaar, and this team I believe is from Cyprus. Is that correct? Yes, it is. So those are the two teams that I think we're going to struggle with. Yeah, I would be too. I think both are going to be formidable opponents, but we should go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's simulate then this first season.
Come on.
And so the first season, we find ourselves in second place.
Bang in the middle of them.
Yes.
That's what we said.
We've already broke the two apart. I mean, we're never going to catch Bayern when they're only losing one game.
One game. I mean, even Dortmund only lost 3 games now.
Yeah,
So
they just drew a lot. But we did finish 6 points ahead of Dortmund, which, I'm happy with.
Very good with that. Very good.
Bayern only losing to Cologne there 1-0. Very tricky team who actually finished in 4th place above Leipzig and Eintracht Frankfurt. So, I think we've done very well there. Robert Lewandowski got 36 goals this season in 34 games, which is unbelievable. Of course, he broke the record last season.
Yeah.
Broke Gerd Muller's record of 40 goals in a league campaign. Erling Haaland getting 28 and still only finishing second. You got to be gutted with that, ain't you?
Is he going to City?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It looks that way, doesn't it, already?
It does, yeah.
Rumoured at 500,000 a week.
The question is Lewandowski going anywhere? Because there was rumours that he might be going to Barcelona.
I did see that, yeah.
So, I mean, Barcelona are picking up some quality players at the minute.
Anything against him is his age now, isn't it? He is getting to that stage now, isn't it? Where will people pay that money for him?
I mean, he's 33, but he's at his prime.
Yeah. And
he looks after his body.
Oh,
so I think for the next 3 or 4 years, I think you can count on having a really good player.
Yeah.
It's just whether you see that as like a good enough investment. We do have Florian Wirtz, though, in the highest assist, one behind Marco Reus. Now, this guy is taken over a bit in the Bayer Leverkusen team as an 18-year-old wonder kid, and he's come through and been amazing so far in the seasons that he has played.
Yeah, good squad player. Look at the positions he plays in.
Yeah. For a 19-year-old, the attributes that he has on the game is absolutely incredible, and the fact that he got 17 assists in the league with 7 goals.
It's good.
In 33 games is very
player.
good for 19.
Yeah, that's good.
So, we got to be really happy with that, and his development is going to be crucial, but I'm guessing there might be some people sniffing around him. Nobody interested right now, maybe because his value is so high, but as the game goes on and people gain more money, that could be a problem for us that we need to overcome.
The thing is, if we can keep him, we can build the team around him.
That's it. Him and Patrick Schick, I think, are really important players in this. Competitions, then. Of course, the DFB Pokal, one of my favourite trophies. I love the cup.
Yeah.
I think it is my favourite looking cup in domestic trophies. And, of course, we're in Europa League. Right, we were the runners-up of the DFB Pokal. And we were knocked out the second round knockout stage by Real Sociedad. So, the DFB Pokal, we've only ever won it once. Of course, it was Bayern Munich that we lost to in a 1-0 loss. And it was Serge Gnabry in the 6th minute. I think we were quite unlucky. It doesn't look like we were dominated or anything. But I think our defence played really well, but as did theirs. And our strike force and Florian Wirtz, who we just mentioned there, only got a 6.1.
Still a good season. Second in the league, made the cup final.
Yeah.
And we qualified into the next stage of the Europe, so that was good. Good season, I think.
The bridesmaids again, though, that's the only problem in it. Yeah.
So that's 6 times that we finished runners-up.
Exactly. Lazio have won the Europa League. So we'll take a brief look at our group stage and just see how we actually did, because I think it's quite interesting. We did qualify, we only lost 1, there we go, against Braga, who actually only lost 1 as well, against us, I'd imagine, Not bad. What about, then, the scorers? Asmoon got 31. Now, I thought it was going to be Patrick Schick who scored the most. Asmoon started less games, and he scored more.
It's good.
31 with 13 assists. Now, he is an Iranian striker that we have. His attributes are quite good, and he has that player trait that I absolutely love of like to beat the offside trap
60
with
caps
decent
as well,
pace.
so he's no mug, no, is he?
No, he's been around a bit. Yeah. But Patrick Schick still getting 27, and Lucas Alario, our third striker, still getting 15. Not bad at all. Florian Wirtz with 20 assists in total. The two wingers got in themselves 11 assists each. So, yeah, this diamond's not bad.
No.
It's performing all right.
Work on, though.
Yeah, okay. Season number 2, we need to fix some holes, I would say, and improve some players. But before we continue, today's video is sponsored by the Yours app. Yours focuses on a wide range of self-care treatment. If you, like me, maybe you suffer for mental health issues, maybe you struggle to sleep, you always feel stressed or anxious, the Yours app could really help you solve a lot of these problems. Maybe even it's not you and it's your children who struggle to sleep or relax, Yours app also has solutions for this too. But for me, yoga has become a new thing in my life that I absolutely swear by. Not only does it help mobility, but after I'm feeling a little bit banged up from a wrestling match, yoga helps me stretch out and relax. Yours is a freemium product too, so although a lot of the app is free, you can get a free 7-day trial. My partnership with Yours app can actually save you 60% on a yearly subscription when you use my link at the top of the description or you use my code OMEGA. Now, one of my favorite things on the app is the mood checker. You select how you are feeling that day. Maybe you are feeling a little down or stressed out about work or your health. Yours app will then process how you feel and show you results and advice on different things on the app that will help you improve the way you feel. It's honestly the thing that I've used the most since I've had access to the app, and I tend to end up laying in bed at night if I am feeling down or stressed and cannot sleep, and I end up selecting the mood checker, and it suggests a wide range of all the different sleep stories. There's over 50 of them to help take your mind off the things and to help take my mind off of YouTube, for instance, and catch some Z's. So if you'd like to give it a try, remember to use my link down below and save yourself 60% off. And take care of yourself, guys. Don't be afraid to feel down and talk about it to somebody. If you are struggling as much as what I struggled in the past and you are feeling like you need a little bit of help, remember your mental health is just as important as your physical health. The Yours app can help you with both. So use the code OMEGA or the link at the top of the description. Help yourself today, guys, and use the Yours app because I highly recommend it. Okay, now in the second season, we were given a lot more money because in the Bundesliga, there's tons of money.
Yeah.
So I think around about £50 million, and I actually
this guy, I think,
sold Jonathan Tah, although he only has 14 position, he has
Bayern
14
Munich,
for heading for that 18
clubs.
I tried offering him a deal, and he said no. There was no offers for a while, but when I started offering him out, Bayern Munich were the one to come calling. I was actually alright with letting him go because he has some like glaring weaknesses as a defender. Only 13 for positioning and only 11 for heading. We can do better than that.
We should be improving on that, shouldn't we?
Absolutely. So we let them have him for £18.5 million. He's been a great servant to the club, but I think, yeah, we're fine for letting him go. And I have replaced him, I think, quite well. We've brought in Maxence Lacroix, so we stayed in the Bundesliga because that's what Bundesliga clubs do, don't they? They buy from within.
Yeah.
So from Wolfsburg, who of course last season made it into the Champions League, this season obviously didn't do very well at all. I don't think they even finished in the top 6. We bought their best centre-back. If you're jumping up in the air and missing the ball, you've got 18 pace, you're going to get back and retrieve it. And he's 22 years of age, he's a little bit younger. Yeah, I think this guy's a lot better. So £26 million is what it cost us. But remember, £18 million of that was substituted from the Jonathan Tah deal, so I don't mind as much. We have made a great signing on Andre Onana, the Ajax goalkeeper, on a free transfer though.
Yeah, I do like him.
Yeah, very good goalkeeper. Of course, he come through the Barcelona academy. That's our goalkeeper for the rest of the rebuild. Done and dusted.
Yeah,
easy stuff. I activated the Jesus Vallejo deal of £2.5 million. I think that was definitely a worthy deal. Absolutely. Because he did play 31 games last season. He only started 19 and he did score 3. Yeah.
Happy with that.
So we got to be, I mean, yeah, I'm buzzing with that because, you know, £2.5 million. He's got some ears on him though, hasn't he? Jesus. But yeah, there we
got
go.
the old Kevin Keegan perm as well.
He has, yeah. Speaking of haircuts, you've got yourself a new one for Benidorm, looking fresh.
Looking forward to it.
He looks younger than me now. It's ridiculous. And then other than that, that was the only transfers that we had so far in this season, in the 2nd of September, so the transfer window has now closed. Tactically then, I think we stick with the diamonds.
Yeah, you got it.
This time round, I'm not too worried about sticking Schick even. That's hard to say. Say that 5 times.
You had a few beers as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not too worried about sticking Schick on the left-hand side too much. I think our assistant manager will be quite clever. What I didn't mention is what I've done in the staff, by the way, which I kind of always do this anyway, but last season I didn't. They were not very good staff members.
Right.
So I made sure I went through every single one and got rid of the crap ones and brought in some better ones that I know and trust, like Steve Bold. 9 times out of 10, if I'm bringing in a staff member and it's in the top league, I'll go for Steve Bold because I know he's good.
Yeah, you got to look at things like that as well, because there's little things that goes beyond the scenes that you don't see will help you
100%
in this game.
In this game, yeah, and attributes can increase very drastically if you have a good backroom team with a good training facilities.
Yeah,
especially when they are young, like a Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz with terrible, although he gets the game time with terrible facilities, terrible coaching, he won't progress as well as he would at a club like this with great infrastructure and good coaches. So we have played a few games because, of course, it is that year of the Qatar World Cup. We're knobbed around a little bit, 3-0 by Bayern Munich. Musiala, he looks like a talented player, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, for like 19. He scored 2 against us, but we did have Palacios sent off in the 38th minute.
Yeah, didn't help, did it?
That's annoying. We did win 4-0 in our first round of DFB Pokal. Trying to get back to that and winning that. That's important.
Yeah.
Freiburg, that's a good win.
Yeah.
A 3-0 win against them. Very good. Mainz a 5-3 win away from home.
Anytime you score 5 goals away from home, no matter who it's against, is a good result.
Absolutely. Asmoon scored a brace there.
This bloody team, look at me, 1 each every time.
Mönchengladbach. They're a tricky team.
Yeah.
They're a tricky team. They got some good players.
God, what a result this
What
is.
a win that is.
Get in. 6-1 away.
1 goal scorer.
Get in.
So, last season, obviously, he was our top scorer. He's got 6 in 1 game. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but the Bundesliga does spur up results like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Lewandowski come on as a substitute, scored 5?
Yeah.
I know, I think it was the Champions League or whatever it was, but it's still a Bundesliga team. Do you remember when Borussia Dortmund were 4-0 up against Schalke and then it was 4-4? Like,
yeah, that was a hell of a result.
Some crazy results always happen.
That game, we just didn't believe it, did we?
No, could not believe it. So yeah, Sardar Azmoun with 6
goals. And then we go and lose against Frankfurt last at home.
That was me giving a little handoff.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, my German team there. So at home as well. Not bad. Well, yeah, very bad actually. But this one was good. Wolfsburg, 3-2 victory.
They're one of those teams as well. They're thereabouts. They have a couple of good seasons, then they drift off. I mean, all depends who they have playing from, don't they?
Yeah, how long they can keep their players.
That's right, yeah.
Like they've just lost Weghorst. Obviously, he moved to Burnley and seems to be quite a good player. They did replace him with someone, but
where
no,
Kevin
it
De
was good.
Boer come from? Wolfsburg?
He did, yeah. He played at Wolfsburg for a period of time.
I remember him playing
and
there.
Werder Bremen, I think he might have done. So I think he went to Wolfsburg after the Chelsea disaster.
Right.
And rejuvenated his career, and that's when Man City signed him. So yeah, fair play to Kevin De Bruyne for coming back after what would have been a disastrous time in the Premier League, and everybody went up flop. Yeah, he flopped it. No, he's come back, become the best midfielder in the league.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
you can't
behind Bruno Fernandes. No, I can't even finish that sentence. I'm only joking. Comment section, please. So the Champions League group stage that we've been given. Lazio, of course, have just won Europa League. They have a very good team on this game with Ciro Immobile, of course, is devastating player. Chelsea, always difficult, especially if they still got Thomas Tuchel there, and they've signed Erling Haaland. Ooh. They've signed Erling Haaland at Chelsea.
That might be why we beat them 6-1 then. They couldn't score.
£116 million after you got that 28 goals. So that's going to be very tricky.
Right, so we know what we're playing against. So
it's only Haaland and Lukaku up front.
We'll go for Europa League then, shall we?
Go for Europa League instead. PSV's is not exactly an easy game, is it?
No, it isn't. No.
That's a very difficult game that we've got in the Champions League group there. But so far, I think this is a good start to the season. 1 loss and 1 draw. An annoying loss, I would say. But yeah, we're there or thereabouts. 13 points, only 3 points behind Bayern Munich. Or to play for this season. Let's simulate it. Alright then, the second season, yet again we are finishing second place, but we are closing the gap.
Easily second again, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, only 9 points behind Bayern Munich, but Borussia Dortmund have dropped off massively.
Yeah.
Leipzig jumping up into 3rd place, and our friends Cologne again,
local rivals,
in 4th.
Yeah,
local rivals
so
indeed.
That was good because when we first started the league, they were 2nd in the league, so
yeah,
they obviously dropped off a bit, and we came through.
Yeah, so not bad results there.
That's 7 times runners up now.
7 times runners up. So the 6 games that we lost then, we actually lost to Cologne. We lost 5-0 to Bayern Munich. We lost to Eintracht Frankfurt both times. And we drew 6 games there. We actually drew a game against Bayern Munich.
Are you doing a payoff or something with Frankfurt, are you?
We still can't beat Borussia Mönchengladbach. Still can't beat them. But it looks like we beat Borussia Dortmund twice. So there are positives here. Sardar Azmoun did score 27 goals this season. Of course, 6 of them were just against Borussia Dortmund. So you got another 21. But still Lewandowski with 36 this season. Nadiem Amiri and Jeremy Frimpong, who's our right back, getting a lot of assists in behind Joshua Kimmich.
We need Bayern to sell Lewandowski, don't we, really?
Yeah, that'll be ideal.
That'll drop them down then. Yeah. And then we'll just slide in then.
And just hopefully not sign anybody else because they're just too good. Competitions then. Runners up yet again. Quarter-final by Manchester United as well in the Champions League.
So we qualified.
We qualified in the group. We'll take a look at that in a sec. Let's look at the downside first. We lost to Bayern Munich after extra time, 4-3 in the final. Very annoying because Lewandowski, we were 3-0 up.
Lewandowski scored a penalty 2 minutes from the end of the game.
Yeah, and they scored a minute before penalties. So that was absolutely stolen from us. The carpet was whipped from underneath our feet there because it actually looks like we played really well, especially defensively, and yet we still conceded 4 goals.
Done the hard work, got ourselves in front.
By 3 goals.
And at half-time, you'd think it was all over when you think we've got this in the bag, and they're not going to come back from that.
No, absolutely devastating.
You should never, never, never underestimate Bayern Munich, should you?
No, God, no. That's annoying, but let's look at positives then of the Champions League, because we did get to the quarter-final, and I think that's quite important. PSG won it in the first season with Poch. Ooh. This shows that it must be just a simulation. So, quarter-finals, of course, we lost to Manchester United 3-1 on aggregate. We lost 3-1, I'd say, on the home leg, and drew 0-0 when we went to Old Trafford, but we qualified through and we defeated Benfica in the first round 7-3. So let's take a look at the group then, because obviously that was quite a talking point at the start there. We defeated Lazio to that 2nd place, so we won 3 games, both against PSV. We beat Lazio 2-1, and then we obviously lost the 2 against Chelsea, 1 against Lazio, but they drew a game against Chelsea, which means that they did not go through. So 9 points, Caesars qualify.
Take that.
Yeah, and we come up against Benfica, who won a very weird group of Olympiacos, Atletico Madrid and Salzburg.
Yeah.
And Atletico Madrid went down to Europa League. Weird group.
Yeah.
Goals then. 36 from Azmoun this season, only 21 from Patrick Schick. It's not good, is it?
No.
Not good. Alario even got 18 and he was our substitute, really. Florian Wirtz, that's a lower total than what it was last season. But we did get 21 from Amiri, who is a returning player from on loan. And our right back did get 13 assists, this season. There's a lot of greens, though, for average rating. I think we can be proud of that.
Yeah.
However, there are some people sniffing around Sardar Azmoun, including Liverpool, Man City, and Borussia Dortmund.
Unless they're going to sell Lewandowski.
Unless they sell... No, that's Borussia Dortmund, didn't they? They've already sold Haaland.
Yeah, they already sold that. That's why they're going to replace him, didn't they?
Yeah. And Liverpool, Man City, obviously, they're looking for strikers.
So we've got another striker coming through, but we haven't really at the moment, have we?
No, we'd have to pay to replace him because I don't think we can go forward with Schick and Alario as our front two.
Let Schick go, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Although he is slightly older, but yeah, I understand completely what you mean. He's not exactly performing as well as what we'd like him to. Right, okay, let's go forward to the next season. And the deal was done. Sardar Azmoun has left us and gone to Manchester City, which gets him out of the way, I guess, of the Bundesliga, but it's still disappointing to lose our top striker. £30 million, though, when they come knocking. You can't really say no when you're only by Leverkusen at this point. So we've had to replace him, but there was another player that has left the club, and that is Jesus Vallejo to Borussia Dortmund. Now, he didn't really play that many games last season, He only got 25 games, or 24 games. We actually did play quite a lot.
Yeah.
But we sold him for £18.5 million after only spending £2.5 million. So a nice little quick profit for Jesus Vallejo, who I think is a good defender. He's not amazing. I think that's good business, really, taken into Borussia Dortmund. Now, the players that we have brought in, the replacements that we have brought in. Up front, Lucas and Mecha. Again, we have dipped into the hole of Wolfsburg. £23 million. He scored 11 goals in just 20 appearances last season. He is a former player of Manchester City, so quite weird how we lost the striker to Man City. And we've bought an academy graduate from Man City. And he is a decent player. This is one of the best growths that I've seen him have. He's at 24 years of age now. He has that likes to beat the offside trap with a decent enough pace.
Well,
yeah. Penalty taker too with good technique, so I like that. So he is our main striking option that we have brought in. However, our main signing this season is Manuel Ugarte. So this guy is very good indeed. He's playing right now for Sporting after playing a couple of seasons in the Portuguese league for Malacao. He's moved from Uruguay to Portugal, went very well. That Sporting ended up paying a little bit more money for him, and he's been quality for them in real life as well as in the game. He scored a couple of
goals from as well. That's not bad for a midfield player, is it?
£39.5 million was what we spent, but he is now easily our best central midfielder. Other than Wirtz, he's a little bit more of an attacking midfielder. So, and we lose Aranguiz soon because he is quite old. His attributes are declining. This guy comes in with great natural fitness and stamina, and those mental attributes there are so important when you're looking to try and get to the next level.
Yeah, he's just going to sit in there and just take everything.
Boss the midfield.
That's right,
Yeah, absolutely. So he's perfect for the DM role. We have signed someone who can go and play a little bit further forward, and that's Patrick de Paula, Brazilian. Now, he is a little bit more of an attack-minded midfielder. He's nowhere near as good, and we didn't spend that much money anyway, £9.5 million from Palmeiras. So that's a nice little signing too. I felt like we also needed a bit of a backup centre midfielder, and this guy was just too cheap to turn down. Lucas Toussaint, who I've used time and time again in previous iterations of Football Manager. He's nowhere near as good now, but for £1.8 million, I don't think you can argue too much. Mental attributes and his physicals are very good, so I think we can just be, as a good squad player, like you mentioned, it's very good. But this is a great signing for me, I think, because on the left-hand side, we have Mitchell Bakker, I think he's called. He's okay, but he's not an amazing left-back. This guy is a lot better, and he's 21. Going forward, great dribbling, fast touch. He can cross the ball as well. He's got good enough passing, but he's also decent in defence too. And those physical attributes will carry him forward. And he's an attacking fullback, gets forward whenever possible as an attribute with a good potential. Picked him up from the Salzburg team for £14.75 million. So I think he goes straight into our team. And if we take a look tactically, we are going to change things. We're now going to this very much offset style of play. So it's nowhere near the diamond that we had previously, where we had like this player over here. Instead, we've moved him into the centre, and we're going to trust Frimpong to do a job all the way down that right-hand side himself, but with a DM here, which will most likely be Ugarte, who can kind of like be that defensive pivot if anything happens on that right-hand side. So what it basically is trying to do is overload the left-hand side with players, because we've got a wide midfielder, centre midfielder on attack, and you'd like to think these two will help in that area. So it kind of, although you're losing a player on this side, you're overloading another side, and in Football Manager terms, overloads are crucial for scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to show you the best 11 for this, the reason why I've selected these players is because when you pick the best 11, some things change quite a lot. And Mecha goes up top, Tapsoba and Lacroix. We've got Onana, we've got Ugarte coming in, Frimpong, Patrick de Paula. This is what the team will look like majority of the time. How have we performed with it though? If we take a look at our schedule, 3-2 in the Super Cup. Yeah, they beat us 96th minute this time round and an 86th minute equaliser. So they got our number.
We had it in the bag again and lost to them again in the last minute. I'll tell you what, the season that we beat them is the season we'll win the league, I reckon.
Probably. We defeated this team 8-0 in the first round of the Cup. We then defeated Hoffenheim 2-1 away from home. Aranguiz getting a 75th minute winner there. And Wolfsburg in the final game of this start of the season a 1-1 draw at home. Unfortunately, we had some big results in pre-season though, 15-0 against one team. Our Champions League group though, it's a very tricky one. I would be happy just to get
PSG.
Yeah, I'd be happy just to get to Europa League in this one, to be honest.
But then we said that in the last one, and we managed to get through, so you never know.
We did, to be fair. Yeah,
but,
you're right.
You know, it is an hard one. I mean, Juventus are not as good as what they have been recently.
No.
So there's the chance, I think.
Yeah, but PSG 2 finals in a row, and they're actually the holders, so they've won it twice in a row. They're in our group. And Real Sociedad are no slouches. They've got some quality players.
What we've got to hope for, really, is PSG do Juventus both times.
Yeah.
And then we can
pitch one.
Yeah, that's what we've got to hope for.
That's correct. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing where we end up in this one, because I think that'll be a tale of how well this tactic is and how well we've built this team going forward in the third year. But if we do go into Europa League as a competition, I think we would stand a much more better chance of winning. Like, of course, we did in 1988. Yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah, that's
So they kind of really need a trophy right now. 1993 was the last one. And
we're still in the Champions League without ever winning the league.
Exactly. Crazy. Right, okay. Let's go and simulate this season. We finished second again.
8th time we've come runners-up.
I mean, it's consistent, if anything. But it's just annoying, isn't it? Because they are just very good, Bayern Munich. And they've got a new striker in Vitinha, who we know how good he is. A quality striker on this game. They've got him in his prime, so that's going to be difficult. Hertha Berlin now taking the 4th spot, and Borussia Dortmund dropping down to 5th.
I mean, we're performing well. We're doing the best we possibly can against a really good side, aren't we?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they're just wiping the floor with everything at the moment.
Yeah, only losing 4 games. Yeah. You beat them once, though.
You just need a little bit of luck. Yeah.
That is a positive. 9 points still the difference, though. That's the big problem. We drew 6 games. We're drawing too many games compared to what they are. A couple of, 4 2-all draws there. Competitions, then. We are second round knockout of the Europa League because we were eliminated in 3rd place. We got to the semi-final of the DFB Pokal, knocked out by Schalke. So Manchester United actually came down into Europa League as well, or qualified for Europa League, and they actually went on and beat Borussia Dortmund in the final. So Leipzig won it the year before, another German team, of course. Yeah. So that's quite annoying, but we did say that we expect to finish there. The 2 games that we won was against Sociedad to get us our 6 points, and we lost the other 4. Who did win the Champions League in the end, though? That's the question. So PSG's in it again. Yeah. This is ridiculous. They have overpowered Pochettino massively.
He's still there, eh?
He is still there. Fair enough. Right, okay, goals
good
then.
Thing. I mean, he hasn't come back to Spurs then.
Yeah.
Because there is rumours.
There's rumours. Yeah, I bet you are not happy with that.
No, I'm not.
Patrick Schick, 27 goals this season. Emecha, disappointing, only 17 with 12 assists. I'm not happy with that. No. Not happy with that. Assist-wise, 13 assists from Florian Wirtz. He's put it back in again. Moussa Diaby and Emecha with both 12. An average rating you can see is quite a high average rating for the majority of our big players.
These games that they're not scoring in could be the games that we're drawing.
Yes.
And that's the games that's costing us.
Yeah, absolutely. The difference between winning the league and not.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, okay then. Financially then, we've been given £73 million next season. We've got a good enough budget too. So we've got enough money to make a big impact.
Yeah.
In the 4th season. First name in the door then is another Brazilian midfielder because I think he's slightly better than the Brazilian midfielder we signed last season. This one's Matheus Henrique. A bit more of a happier face as well. Yeah. Great going forward. That's 16 dribbling, 15 first touch, 15 for passing. Great attributes down the bottom of his mental attributes too. So a nice little progressive midfielder, I'd say. One that you pick the ball up deep and carry it forward for the club. And we didn't pay that much money for him either. £18.25 million in his release clause. He's got 1 goal in 3 games with a good average rating.
Good start then.
Very good start. He's been playing in Italy as well recently. But the main signing this summer was Firmino, which is a striker from Villarreal.
Good young one as well.
Yeah, only 23. So yeah, he's very young at the start of the game, a wonder kid, and he has progressed very nicely indeed. Especially those technical attributes are tasty. The 15 for dribbling, first touch and heading, that's 17 finishing, very good. 16 composure. He's a little bit quick, but not too quick. Yeah. That's the only problem, I think. Those 14 for acceleration and pace with not the best agility means that mobility-wise, he's a bit more of a target forward than what he would be as like a ballista and pace forward. But he's aggressive, which means like playing and pressing high up the pitch. He's going to be really good at
as well, so he's a big lad.
He is indeed, yeah. And we are training him, I think, to beat the offside trap. So it was what the coaches suggested would be the best thing for him, I'm happy to do that because he has a good off the ball anyway.
Yeah.
Strong player.
Yeah.
Very strong. We did spend a little bit of money on him though, £41 million, but he did score 23 in 35 games.
He's already scored 2 goals in 1 game.
He has, and he got 8 assists last season too. So a great start to the season for Firmino. Now the tactic, we're going very much the same. The offset, we're just changing a few players in these roles. Matthias Enrique is now going to fill in that centre midfield on attack. The guy is going to be carrying the ball forward, and hopefully Firmino will be slotting in there every single game alongside Patrick Schick.
I'm surprised you haven't put Firmino in and took Schick out as your definite playing.
Well, I know that if Firmino is available, he will play.
Yeah.
That's the difference, because he's far superior than the other two. And out of the other two, I'd rather play Patrick Schick than Mmecha. So that's my thinking of slotting in Patrick Schick as many games as possible. And we know Florian Wirtz is going to go in there nevertheless if he's available too. Same as Manuel Ugarte. So really the positions that I have secured are ones that I think the assistant manager might make a bad decision, or a decision that I wouldn't. So that's why I've gone with that. So schedule-wise then, we started off the season a 3-1 loss to Bayern Munich in the Cup because they won the Cup and the League, so we've had to play them again, finishing second.
Nothing surprises me.
No, Jamal Musiala scored a hat-trick against us. Firmino did score though. We beat this team 4-0 in the DFB Pokal the first round, sorry. But then we went on a bit of a tyrant and scored a lot of goals, 16 goals in 3 games in fact.
This is looking good now, isn't it?
Yeah, 5-0 against Bochum, 5-1 sorry against Bochum. 5-2 against Hamburg. Very good result there.
You'll make Schick scoring. That's 5 goals in 2 games he scored.
Exactly. And then he got himself a hat-trick.
2 hat-tricks in 3 games he scored then.
For Wolfsburg. 6-1 win against them. So he is playing very well now.
Yeah.
So making him a forefront striker is definitely a good decision.
The picture of the stadium there is called Bay Arena.
Yes.
And Leverkusen are known as the best family-friendly team in the league. And it all becomes from when they were formed in 1904. They were actually formed as a sports club. I think the football team came about 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
They come as a sports club, and they were doing like gymnastics, tennis, rowing, hockey, basketball. They've done all these different sports and all that, and that's how they come through. And they actually were formed from a factory, a pharmaceutical factory.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and someone in the factory decided, wouldn't it be a good idea with a sports club? So they posted a letter up on the notice board and approached the management whether they would fund it.
Yeah.
And make their own sports club, and that's
how it was born.
And it all started, yeah, from a pharmaceutical. And I believe the company invented the aspirin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the same company, and I think it's the sponsor of them at the moment. Is it? I'm not sure about that.
Barmenia?
Or they're still funded by them.
Yeah.
So they're a very family-friendly side.
Nice. We are predicted to finish second every time now, so I think we've built the best team here right now. But we've got state-of-the-art facilities. I mean, like you say, the stadium looks lovely.
Stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was rejuvenated for the 2006 World Cup, I'd imagine, because it's the same stadium that they've been in since 1958. So, yes, it's not a bad stadium, to say the least. We just need to get some more trophies.
I mean, you look at that top right-hand corner, beyond the corner post, that's still a good view. You wouldn't mind sitting there watching.
It's very steeped, isn't it? Which I like, and we know from doing previous videos on the Bundesliga, the atmosphere that you get at the Bundesliga games are outrageous.
Yeah.
That far end's a little bit strange, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That far end's a little bit odd.
End or something like where they go.
All the boxes, all the important people. Because it doesn't look like they have that, and then maybe I have that underneath the sections down there.
Yeah, it does look like something there, doesn't it?
Possibly, yeah. But very enclosed arena, a bit intimidating, I'd imagine. Right, okay then. It's time to simulate the 4th season.
Come on, let's do it.
Unfortunately, we've dropped down into 3rd place now.
Dear.
Leipzig, who are one of those teams which, if they keep all their players, they get better and better because there are a lot of young players. They've actually progressed into 2nd place.
Well, Bayern lost 5 games this time. They only drew 1.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
We drew 9.
Yeah, they lost to us 4-2, so we did manage to beat them, but like you mentioned, only drawing 1 means they won a lot more than anybody else.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. They won 7 more games than Leipzig, who finished in 2nd place. And Yusufa Moukoko now for Borussia Dortmund is starting to get good. He's got 28 goals this season. However, the 2 behind them are our players. Patrick Schick with 27, Firmino with 18. Still not a lot for 3rd place though, is it? 18 goals. Patrick Schick was the highest average rating this season, and Florian Wirtz got the most assists. And Patrick Schick also had the most man of the matches. So not a bad year for Patrick Schick, who has progressed quite nicely. 29 years of age now.
Me wanting to take him out.
There was you wanting to take him out, and he got 27 league goals. As well. Yeah. So if you sold him now, it'd be for a lot more money.
Yeah.
But other competitions then, are we the bridesmaid yet again? No. First round knockout of the Champions League by Liverpool this time round. We didn't check the group though.
So we went through then.
We did go through.
I did see one of the teams we had in the group. It was Man United.
Was it Man United who keep knocking us out? DFB Pokal, Eintracht Frankfurt knocked us out. I will say no more. But the final was won by Liverpool against Bayern Munich in that final. So the rampant torrent time of PSG winning has come to an end.
Yeah.
But that first round knockout, we lost 7-2. Which means we drew 1-1 in the first leg.
Yeah. And
then lost 6-1. When they came to us.
So we qualified. We came through with Man United because they're in the group as well. Though.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the group and see how that played out. Manchester United did win the group, 15 points there. They only lost one game, which was against us. We beat them 6-1 when they come to us. Cheers, I'm crying. Sevilla, they finish in third place in Besiktas. Sevilla's definitely gone on and won Europa League, and they.
Look at the top group.
Rangers. Knocking out Barcelona. Unbelievable.
What a result that was.
Yeah. I bet this was a weird one. Both of the Red Bull teams in there.
Yeah,
in the same group. Very strange there. So, I mean, not bad for us.
No.
It's difficult. We lost, unfortunately, to Sevilla.
The good thing is we're qualifying for the Champions League and we're coming up against good teams.
Quality teams.
And we're going through to the knockout stages. All right, we're not getting any further because we're just not that much better than what we need to be.
Yeah.
Because when you get through the knockout stages, you're playing against the creme of the creme. Then
you need luck as well as quality, don't you?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, then let's take a look at the squad and see who's scoring the goals because we know Patrick Schick got a lot of them this season. He only got 31 in total, though, which means his Champions League run wasn't that good.
No.
Because he had 27 league goals and in the Cup and the Champions League, 28 goals from Fernino means he did probably score quite a lot in the Champions League, and so did Emetra with 16 there. And assist-wise, 25 assists this season from Florian Wirtz. I think that's a high for him, and he has become an incredible player.
Yeah.
A lot of really good mental attributes there. So he basically is like the next generation of the Kai Havertz, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because this is where Kai Havertz come from. That's where Chelsea paid like £18 million for him. And as soon as he left, they were like, oh, it's all right. We've got 17-year-old Florian Wirtz who will come in and do the job. So
the good thing about it, we're building a good squad for everybody to take over. So
absolutely. Yeah, we haven't got a lot of dead weight. There isn't a lot coming through the youth system right now, but if you take a look at our highest ages, it's mainly the goalkeeper and Aranguiz who are leaving. The rest of the club is all in their 20s.
Yeah.
So for Patreon members on the £5 tier, you will have a nice team to go forward in the 5 seasons when Dad sets you a task. But we've got one more season here to see what we can do. Let's move on to the 5th season. On the outs there, Nadiam Emiri has left the club for £10 million. It's a player that we've stopped really using as much now because we have brought in a lot of midfielders.
Yeah.
We've changed the tactic ever so slightly to try something new, and I think it will benefit us going forward. So, the new players that we have brought in. Let me just check that there's nobody there. There isn't. The first off is a player that I've never seen or heard of, Al Hassan Youssef. We have picked him up, I believe, from the Belgian club Antwerp there. Played in Sweden before as well. What I liked about him was all of his mental attributes down the bottom of that position in teamwork, vision, and work rate, but his physical attributes too. So he's very much like a Kante type of player. He's buzzing around the pitch quite a lot.
Good pace, good stamina.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So he's going to be like a ball runner and trying to chase people down for it. And I like that a lot in a player. Great agility, that type of thing. Now, we've also signed a backup goalkeeper because Hrdecki has left. 32-year-old Dutch goalkeeper Mark Flacken. He comes in. We still got Onana as our number one, but £2 million from Freiburg. I think he's good for £2 million.
You've got to have a good replacement there, just
Absolutely.
in case.
Just in case Onana gets himself injured. Then we signed Lucien Aguelme, who was on the transfer list for £5 million. I had already signed Youssef, the other player, and then I seen this guy and I was like, oh, I might as well just get him as well because we had the money to do so. He's a good enough player and he's still young, 23, and with our new formation that we're playing now, I think we're going to need him. And then finally, the creme de la creme of our transfer window is Gaetano Castrovilli, the Italian midfielder who brings us a lot going forward because he has that power to run for. He's very much like a Frank Lampard. His finishing's really good. He's not amazing at one thing, he's just good at everything.
They're the best players to have, really, aren't they?
Oh, for sure,
Unless you're talking about a striker.
Yeah. Well, like, can you play ball-winning midfielder today, Gaetano? Of course I can. Actually, can you play attacking midfielder today? Of course I can. He is that type of player, and I like that about him. So we signed him from Fiorentina for £25 million. I think it was a minimum fee release clause after he's had some great seasons in Italy. So this is a new chapter for him, coming over to Germany and playing. And the reason for it is because we have changed to a narrow diamond. Again, very much like the ones that we've used previously, but this is suited to our club now. Yusuf is going to play that box-to-box midfielder role, like I mentioned, the Kante, because he can get back with his stamina and his pace and his agility, but also going forward, he's going to be crucial for us. But the Mazzala on attack, the guy who's got the license in that midfield, that is hopefully going to be Gaetano Castrovilli. We've got Florian Wirtz, he's going to play in the shadow striker role. Ugarte is going to be very good in the DM role. Then, of course, our two strikers of Patrick Schick and Fernino up front. Inverted wing back on the left is Dedic, but Frimpong is on that right-hand side. He is very good on either side, to be fair. And then it should be Tapsoba and Lacroix at the back with Onana in the net.
I quite like this formation.
I do as well. I've started to fall in love with a narrow diamond recently. Ever since the winter update, I think they've just been really good for me. So, schedule-wise, we won 9-1 in the DFB Pokal start, but our first few games of the season, we're without a win. Dortmund got their own back on us, didn't they?
6-1.
After we beat them 6-1 away from home, they came to us.
And done it,
I bet they were going off, going, up yours.
Yeah.
Then we drew against Leipzig, who, that's not a bad result away from home to Leipzig.
No, I mean,
they were second.
No, it's not, so...
They were second. And Hertha Berlin, who finished fourth.
Yeah.
Away from home.
I love that stadium.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. I bet it's a pain in the ass if you sat there, though, in the sun.
Yeah, definitely.
So, 2-2 draw against them. We scored it in the 85th minute and the 64th. We were 2-0 down, so that's not bad at all. Our Champions League group, then. Leicester's in it. What?
Yeah.
How did they do it?
And
Celtic. So, we've got two British teams in there. I wonder whether Leicester might have won the Europa League, maybe. And unless they did manage to finish fourth, because that's some
they're in the semi-finals now. Tonight, actually.
Yeah, in the Conference League. So, not bad. So, Milan is probably the biggest name that we're going to see in that, who we're going to come up against. Gabriel Milano there, or I can't remember what his name is now, the Juve manager in real life, but I haven't done the name thing. That's going to be our biggest task. Obviously, 7-time winners of the Champions League themselves. Leicester coming in. Brendan Rodgers is still there. Yeah. They still got the likes of Wesley Fofana, so they have been doing really well. I wonder if it will show me where they're finishing. No, I can't see it.
They're honours. They have got a Euro Cup there, so whether going to that, see
that is true. They have won it. Well done. You found it. So they did win the Europa League last year, which has put them into the Champions League. So England probably have 5 clubs in there right now. So that is going to be a tricky group.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right. Let's simulate this 5th season.
Come on.
Well, Borussia Dortmund have come out of nowhere and won the league. And we are finishing 3rd.
We got closer than we've ever got as well.
Look how close. Yeah. So frustrating, really. But I think it's mainly because young Yusufa Makuku has come into his prime. He's scored 38, and he is phenomenal. Yeah. Look how many 19s there are. It's unbelievable.
But look at that league table game. When you think of the start of the season we had a bad start. So we've come through quite good.
Yeah.
And we still drew 8 games.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
My club, Eintracht Frankfurt, by the skin of their teeth. Yeah. By the skin of their teeth. Fernino only got 21 goals this season, but we did have 2 out of 3 average rating.
We probably lost against them in the last game of the season for them to stay up,
Saved them.
Didn't we?
No, we didn't. We only had 5 losses. Schalke, Bayern Munich, Mönchengladbach, and both against Borussia Dortmund. We did draw against 8 clubs. No, we beat them both times. So, yeah. I think they're no famous. No. Fair enough. Right, other competitions then. Well, we haven't won anything so far. Have we won anything? Yes, we're the winners of the DFB Pokal. We finally done it. Oh, what a relief. Manchester United knocked us out 3 times, by the way, in Europe.
Yeah, but that means we've qualified, though.
We have. So we got out of the group.
Yeah.
But the DFB Pokal, we beat Wolfsburg 5-1 in the final. It was an easy task as well. We were, 4-0 up as well. Yeah. Jonas Wins made it 4-1, and we scored in the 92nd minute there. Florian Wirtz got himself 2. Patrick Schick got 1 as well. we finally add to the trophy cabinet. That could have been one of the only ones where we haven't ever won something there.
I mean, we were doing well because we were getting runners-up spot all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just a very tricky
8
task.
runners-up spots we've had now, so we added 3 to them.
Manchester Derby in the Champions League final there. That's, I would have been absolutely crying. And if we take a look then at the, what did they knock us out? The first round knockout stage, they knocked us out 6-3 on aggregate. So that's disappointing. But in our group, we finished top, above Milan. We only lost one, which was against Milan when we went to the San Siro, or the Giuseppe Meazza. And we drew against Leicester, who did finish in 2nd place there.
That's good.
Not bad at all. What an end to this.
We didn't think we were going to come top of that group, did we?
No. 30 goals for Fernino, 19 for Castrovilli, 19 from the midfielder, and 19 for Patrick Schick. So we almost got as many, or he got more, than the striker. Assist-wise, Florian Wirtz got 16 with 14 goals. He's had an incredible time here, and he is wanted by some big clubs now that he is 23 years of age. That was the biggest surprise to me when playing this, was I had offers quite a lot for Frimpong. I had offers quite a lot for Patrick Schick. I never had an offer for Florian Wirtz, which shocked me considering how well he played.
And really, you've got to keep him.
Yes. Absolutely.
If you take us over as a challenge, you've got to keep him.
You've got to keep him there. He's wanted right now by Chelsea. So, 2 DFB Pokals, 1 Europa League in the trophy cabinet. Dad, what is the 5-year plan for the Patreon members?
Well, it was going to beat us by winning something, but we've just won something at the end, so it's obvious what it's going to be, isn't it? You just got to try and win the league.
Yeah.
You've got to try and break that we've never won the league. We're 8 times runners-ups with what we've done to help that as well. So, come on, just win me the league.
Win the league. We're ever so close, we just cannot cross the line. So let us know in the comments if you would like to take that on, and in the patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming, the £5 tier. Don't forget to check out the top of the description, the Yours app. And thank you very much for them for sponsoring today's video, and we will see you next Monday for another rebuild. Bye-bye.